Heroes by David Bowie on Radio 2. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Stephen Merchant.
Hello there, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed, and across from us, the little fellow who presses the buttons, because, to be honest, we can't be bothered.
Yep.
Karl Pilkington.
How would you describe Karl Pilkington for people who didn't hear the show last week?
For who didn't hear the show, Karl is, and he won't want me saying this, because he won't fully understand it, one of the most stupid men I've ever met.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
He has a perfectly round head.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. You can see pictures of him. Go to rickygervais.com. We've put up some photographs, just snapshots, and honestly, his head looks like an egg.
It's not an issue though, is it?
What?
We're on the radio. Doesn't matter.
They're just trying to, paint a picture for people though, Karl. It's important.
In fact, I have painted a picture. You can go to the BBC website and you can, I think you can win that if someone hasn't already.
Can you download it as wallpaper for your computer? You can. So if you want to see a cartoon representation of Karl, then there it is.
It's an original signed by me. I mean, it's not Damien Hirst.
No, sure.
But, I mean, I think it's pretty accurate, Steve. I mean, to people who can't see it, but you can see a real photo or but that's, Karl Pilkington, one of the most stupid men alive. You know, some people still think that he's an invention.
I know.
He think that we invented him and we give him lines and stuff, as if we could do that. What, and we shaved his head as well, and made him live in Manchester for 20 years. It's...
People who've not experienced Karl before, hopefully there'll be plenty of Karl, later in the show.
Well, actually, we've got Karl doing a sermon.
Brilliant.
For, the Church of England. It's been requested, by the Church of England, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, I actually went and bought him a little Bible, right? He did have a Bible. He said the Bible's too heavy, it's got no pictures, so I bought him a children's Bible, which is embarrassing asking for that in Waterstones,
yeah,
for a start. And, even that was too much for him. He was going, there's 200 pages. I mean, the writing, the letters, the font was about, I'd say, half a centimetre high, right?
Yes, yes.
And, but you've read it, have you?
I haven't read all of it, I just got some of the highlights.
So
he only gave it me the other day.
So we're doing the history of religion, are we? Coming up.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean, what do I mean?
No, I'm just doing a little taster. What the problem was, right, last week...
What do you mean, little taster? What are we trying to sell Bibles? It's the
No.
biggest selling book in the world. They don't need it. I thought you were going to do a message, a New Year's message.
No, but it's kind of been forgotten about a little bit, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because of Harry Potter and
yeah,
stuff
you
like
say
that.
the Bible these days. He goes, what's that? What do you mean, the Bible?
No, but I'm just saying, there's probably, a lot of people out there who've sort of gone, oh, it's an old book, and once something's been around for a bit, you don't sort of visit it. It's like...
So this isn't Harry Potter we're talking about. This is the Bible.
Yeah, I know, but...
It's still very popular, Karl.
But this film's out. Do you know what I mean? These films that have been and gone, and it's like, oh, no one's talking about it anymore, I won't bother.
So you're giving the Church of England a little bit of boost.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's Christmas.
Excellent, that coming up. Well,
last week, like I just asked, last week, on the show, we were, talking about the gift that you'd arranged to, for your girlfriend.
how long have you been going out with her again?
I think it's about 11 years.
11 years, your life partner, he got a gift when he left his old job of a camera. He didn't even unwrap it, he just passed it on straight away, like, passed the parcel to his girlfriend. We were giving him some stick. Everyone, about 90% of people phoning and saying, you are a skinflint, it's awful. How did it go down?
She loved it.
Did you tell her?
Did she love it?
Yeah, I think she likes it,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, she didn't really have a go on it. I was playing about with it on Christmas Day.
Brilliant.
Showing her how to use it and that, and said, she's paid for a holiday for us to go away. I said, take it on that, use it. She's loving it.
Did you tell her before you gave it to her that you'd got it as a leaving gift for your previous job?
Yeah, just before. I mean, I wasn't going to, but because of last Saturday, you sort of put a bit of pressure on and stuff, and I went off and bought her a watch.
Nice.
Because I thought a little extra...
One of those ones with a little calculator on? From a Texaco?
No, it's alright, it's like a little square Art Deco, the fella said it was.
It is nice, I've seen it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no,
So
but
And how did you tell her when you came in with the big news?
What about the
that you
camera?
hadn't bought the gift?
I just I said, oh, you said you wanted a camera, didn't you? And here's one I got from work. Anyway, here's another one.
Right.
So I just sort of told
Fudged
her,
it.
but moved on quick.
Brilliant. And also, you gave us the devastating news last week that just before Christmas, your mum's budgie died. How was Christmas in your household? Was it?
Little bit down. Little bit down, with any death, it's always sad, isn't it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly budgie.
Well, I mean, how long she had it? Probably lasted about 8 years or something, which is pretty good, isn't it, for a budgie?
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Came unexpected. He wasn't ill.
Right.
And I spoke to her the other day, and I said, how's it going? Because on Christmas Day she was down.
Yeah.
Been calling her up every day. And I spoke to her the other day and said, how are things? And she said, well, the other bird that's in the cage, she's got some sort of parrot that's in the same cage as it.
Right.
It's been a bit down.
Sure.
It's missing its mate. So what she did, she'd kept a few feathers from the budgie that died, right? She got a rock, a couple of sandwich fasteners, stuck the feathers on the rock. The other bird's happy now.
Wow.
Now I know that your mother explains everything.
And if you ever die, we just get a tennis ball, stick it on the end of a broom, she'll be happy.
Handbags and glad rags by Rod Stewart. That would make a good theme tune.
Brilliant.
Wouldn't
And then it would work really well, perhaps on a DVD. presumably that would still be available in the shops. Great for any, you know, New Year's vouchers you've got.
You're listening to Ricky Gervais on Radio 2 with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. So good Christmases, yeah, all round.
Definitely for me. Had a great time, yeah. Carl?
It's alright.
How does it rate with, what did Suzanne get you?
She got me, you see, you were having a go at me about giving her, a camera, right? Which
Which
know,
was given to you, which was second hand. Essentially second hand.
It doesn't really matter that bit. But it's a present that both of us could use, right? And you were making me feel bad about that. That's why I got her a watch, right? Which in a way I can use because I can say what time is it.
Sure.
But
Chico time, innit?
But the thing is, right? She got me she got me a little printer.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well,
What, you mean a little fella who works in a print shop?
just a little printer to go with a computer and that. But for me, again, that's a present that, you know, we can all be using.
You are so ungrateful.
It's not that, it's just that, you know, when, it's good when you're a kid, isn't it? When you, Christmas is all about, like, your presents.
What did you want when you were a kid? What's your best present you ever had?
There's a few things. I mean, one that I always remember one Christmas, right? It was the year when computers first came out.
Right.
And there was one called the Sinclair Spectrum that I wanted, right?
What year are we talking? 80?
Must be 80, 83, 84,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And, anyway, I think my mum and dad's got me one. It's, you know, it's under the tree in a big box. I'm thinking, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
About the size of a computer. Brilliant. Anyway, Christmas Day comes, you know, I couldn't sleep and all that, excited like you are as a kid.
Yeah.
Get up, open it. It's not the one I wanted, right?
Really?
It's not the Spectrum, it was a ZX81,
Okay.
right? So I thought, well, I've best not show that I'm disappointed in that. You know, even as a kid, you have sort of, you know, that thing of
You've
saying,
lost that, now you say, oh, it's not what I wanted, Suzanne, but go on.
yeah, but, you know, so I sort of, you know, pretended I liked it and that. I thought, oh, just play some games on it, I'll just get on with it, right? Anyway, I try and load
Sure, even as a kid he had the weight of the world. I know.
His parents have saved up for it.
Look at his frown lines. Look, he's frowned since he was about 4.
Yeah.
Look at those lines.
Right. So, yeah, but this is why. You'll understand in a minute when I tell you the end of this story.
Go on.
So, I load up a computer game, which used to take about 10 minutes.
Was it
right,
on cassette?
a cassette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a fax machine, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right? Anyway, it wouldn't load. I was thinking, what's up with this? Is it broke? Right? And I kept trying it. And my dad sort of, my mum used to get up early to open the presents with me. My dad got up at about midday, he couldn't be bothered. Right? Anyway, he comes down,
This
I'm
is so
still,
telling. This
I
is
know, the picture he paints is so
it's
heartbreaking.
like Alan Bennett or something.
Yeah.
Or Dickens.
Yeah, or some one of those kind of 60s back, like Kathy Come Home, sort of, you know, really
in sync dramas.
So anyway, so I'm there, right, getting frown growing and that.
Yeah.
Trying to read this book, thinking, why isn't it working? So my dad has a look, and he goes, oh, you're missing a bit. I said, what? He goes, you need a RAM pack, right? Which is a bit that you put in the back of it that gives it extra memory.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you
need
mean?
one of them.
I'm like, what do you mean? It's Christmas Day, right? And we're talking about the days when, like, Tandy wasn't open. It wasn't open for days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like now, by lunchtime Christmas Day, everything's open again,
Yeah, sure,
right?
yeah.
Then, you had to wait about 2 weeks. Everyone, like, had a big holiday and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, God. I actually started to be sick, right, with frustration.
Oh no!
What?
How old were you? How old were you?
Do you know what?
How old were you?
Well, like I say, I don't know, it must have been about 8 or something.
Oh.
But that thing of like, what, it's Christmas Day, I can't play with it, and I had to wait for like 2 weeks, what have you. Sat over the kitchen sink, sort of going, stressing out. Hated it, it was a rubbish Christmas.
Wow. I love the idea of you going,
Stress, isn't it?
What did your dad say?
He just sort of said, look, calm down, we'll get you one when the shop's open, and it's like, yeah, but 2 weeks, isn't it?
I have never heard anyone being sick from stress.
Oh, poor little kid, just so stressed.